Hello, my friends, and welcome back. What's going on with all these train derailments in the United States of America? In such a short time, it was the one in Ohio, and one it was in near Detroit today, Detroit, Michigan. So yeah, I showed like this, yeah, like it was right here next to my compound. Anyway, what's going on here, and especially their freight trains. They're not passenger trains. It's just accidents, just happen. I haven't heard of two in such a 1 week distance. And remember, the one in Ohio, it seems to be, and like always, it's more information coming out. The problem is this: the easiest way, to solve a problem is to want to solve a problem. That's the first one. And how do you do that? Come forward and be honest. But if you have something to hide, you either lie, or you don't say anything, or you don't even show up. I have here an article where I think the latest option was picked by the rail company. The rail company that oversee that train that derailed in Ohio, they schedule a meeting with people concerned, with the community, to discuss and answer questions regarding public concerns with the water, with the air quality, and so on. Because it seems like there's a kind of like a little situation over there with some fish dying in a river next door over there. There's some nearby. People get sick but don't get sick. The APA came and said, oh, actually, we tested, everything is okay, but people get sick. There are a lot of questions, and I think a lot of these fears and questions and doubts could have been eased, or at least helped to be eased little by little by, communicating with people, showing up, discussing the issues, not hiding or maybe postponing. All these are moves that people take it in the wrong way, for good reason or for bad reason. But the fact is, they take it in the wrong way, in a way, oh, these guys are hiding something because they don't come here to answer questions. So let's read this little article here. And this article comes from BBC. Must be true. It's coming from today, February 16th, 2023. Ohio train derailment. Rail firm pulls out of meeting with residents. Now, I wouldn't have done that. I mean, if there was a, concern with the safety of this and that, you could have found ways to do it via Zoom, or you have police involved. There was many ways to do it, but you don't do it this way. People think you are hiding something. A public meeting that was meant to ease fears about a toxic chemical spill in a Ohio town only heightened anger when the rail firm at the heart of the disaster failed to show up. So it didn't show up. They said, screw you guys. We got the money. We go to, Romania. Find us over there with, what's his name, Andrew Tate. Representatives of the Norfolk Southern Railways Company, whose train carrying the chemicals derailed 13 days, I was about to say years, days ago, causing a huge fire, cited security concerns when they pulled out. Well, you could have done it Zoom. Now everybody does it Zoom. You know what Zoom is? You put a little screen over there in the gymnasium where this was supposed to take place. Put a big screen, put some speakers over there, and put a microphone. I'm pretty sure that could have been done in 5 minutes by some intelligent people, if we still have any of those. After the derailment, emergency crews performed a controlled release of vinyl chlorine from 5 rail cars that were at risk of exploding. Thick plumes of black smoke towered over the town, East Palestine, but crews monitoring the air quality sought to reassure locals that it was going as planned. Well, what's the plan? Going as planned, like, what do you mean? If I remember Second World War, some people have a lot of plans. You gotta tell me details, don't just stop over there. Despite those assurances from officials, many residents say they continued to be frightened of the potential harms, which they say had impacted humans and wildlife alike. Thousands of dead fish have appeared in the creeks in the town, while people told local media that their chickens had died suddenly and their pets had fallen ill. Many have reported difficulties getting their water tested, fueling mistrust at what they see as an ineffective and inadequate response to the crisis. Even before the event began, the company's absence left many residents seething. And I'm quoting, they have something to hide. You don't back out of questions if you know how to answer them, end quote, East Palestine resident Jamie Koza said. And I'm quoting again, it was like a bomb went through our town. Well, that was a weasel thing, I'm telling you. Under the banners and murals of a local high school gymnasium, hundreds of people bombarded officials with repeated and occasionally profanity-laden questions about air and water quality. Yeah, give us the freaking answers. It's about life and death here. So it says, just hours before the meeting, Norfolk Southern announced that it would not attend. So they announced. In a statement, the company said it had become, and I'm quoting, increasingly concerned about the growing physical threat, end quote, to its employees because of the likelihood of outside parties participating. You could have done it other ways. Zoom meeting. I'm telling you this. We've done this with council meetings in town and all that. Zoom. Everything was Zoom. Worked just fine. And I say, you guys could show up here and you have a big screen on the other side of the hall, and you have a microphone and you have cameras, and one person comes over here, speaks, and you have three weasels answering on three different screens. What's so hard? And if these guys scream, let them scream. Where is the, you know what I mean? Where is the safety issue? Anyway, and he says they should be here answering questions, he said, and a guy over there, they've got a lot to hide. I don't know, but not coming doesn't help. They don't want us to know anything. They bombed us, end quote. The BBC has reached out to Norfolk Southern for comment. Let's see what they say. On multiple occasions, officials at the meeting were forced to plead with local residents to be civil, with Mayor Conaway telling those in attendance that, and I'm quoting, we're all adults here. Well, Hitler was an adult as well, Stalin was an adult as well, what's his name, Mussolini was an adult as well, and Clinton is an adult as well. You know, all these guys are adults. And if you want to talk about what's his name, what the hell is his name? I always use the guy who dropped the atomic bombs on Hiroshima. He's an adult as well too. So it doesn't mean anything. We're adults here. Would you talk with they spoke with Hitler many times. I'm not trying to make these guys look like Hitler, obviously, but that argument really is funny, not. So in the days after the crash, some residents said they experienced headaches and nausea. After monitoring the air quality, the Environment Protection Agency said earlier in the week that it had not detected harmful levels of contaminants. Well, how about the fish? What's going on with those guys? It has also been monitoring the air inside hundreds of homes and said it found no chemicals. Well, I'm glad to hear that. While officials at the event acknowledged that the toxins from the derailment had been deadly to wildlife, Jesus Christ, particularly fish, the head of Ohio's Health Department, Bruce Vanderhoff, told the crowd that the concentrations of toxins in the air and in water supplies were far below that which could harm humans. What about children? I know they're humans, but what about children, infants? And I'm quoting here someone angry. Why are people getting sick if there's nothing in the air or the water? End quote, asked a woman from the bleachers, sparking applauses throughout the gymnasium. Congressman Johnson, for his part, provided what he termed a, and I'm quoting, common sense perspective. No, give us evidence. Answer the questions. Let me with a perspective. I'm not a doctor, okay, and I'm not a chemist, okay. He said, but if you got ailments, oh my God, car alignments, ailments and conditions that you did not have before 3 of February, go to your doctor. That's correct. Get that documented. That's correct. I agree with this guy. On Tuesday, the head of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Michael Regan, is expected to travel to East Palestine or Palestine to meet with local officials and assess the response to the derailment. In a statement, the EPA said he would discuss the agency's air monitoring and work to ensure the health and safety of the community. Good words, let's see action. But for some local residents, Mr. Reagan's visit is too little, too late. And he says, I'm quoting, I have absolutely no faith whatsoever, end quote, said a young man who asked only to be identified as Owen. All right, the answers, I'm quoting, the answers they are giving could be true, but they aren't delivering them in a way that's going to make anybody feel better. Anyway, so this is it. The justification that the guys were afraid to be, whatever over there. I understand that, but ways to do it could have been solved. Answers need to be given. The problem is they're going to give you the answers after a while and go to the doctor, get that documented, go and get tested, get your full, medical, whatever, panel. The problem is a lot of people might not have insurance. Then you pay a ton of money for this just to make sure that the weasels are honest with you. That should not be, but I don't know, maybe these guys make a too big of a fuss about it, but there were some chemicals blew up. These guys blew them, I think, in a controlled way, supposedly, which was like boom, boom, and release everything over there. I don't know. But not talking, not coming forward and explaining and answering questions obviously raises questions and concerns. I hope people don't get hurt, or animals for that matter, including fish, but it's too late for some, I guess. And the train in Detroit, again, derailed. I haven't heard of 2 trains derailed in 9 days apart? 9 days or 10 days or whatever that was, 12 days apart in the United States of America. So close, the Ohio with Michigan, so close relative to United States size, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's something else. Maybe something else occurred. I'm not going to rule that path or that lead. I don't have a lead, but I have a alternate hypothesis, which you always put forth before you start an investigation. So could be a sabotage. I mean, after all, we have the Wagner Group, right? And not only, we have so many engagements on this planet that you don't know which one could be. But we do like we did with Saddam Hussein. Who blew the towers? It was him. Me? No, not me. Yeah, you. And besides, you also have weapons of mass destruction. That's it. Get him. With us or against us. There's no other way, because we know he's the one. He let them come and check his underwear. He let them come over there and inspect his palaces and all that, and it was not enough. They said he's got mobile labs, chemical labs going all around Iraq. They couldn't photograph them or get them or something, but they knew they are over there. Rumsfeld, remember? He came and said they're north, south, east, and west. Any other coordinates or whatever was missing? And then the other one, General Colin Powell, came in front of the United Nations, and they look like this, and they were like drawings. So yeah, they can point out to whomever they did if they want. Remember, Goering, if you want to unite people around you in a very not united country, which this is, just show them an enemy and tell them that enemy will attack them, and you're gonna defend them, and you just bash the people who are I don't know how do you call it, not peacekeeping, whatever, loving people who say oh no, we should not go to work. Denounce those as being traitors or not patriotic enough. There's the enemy, everybody comes here, and then this issue here is forgotten. The balloons, again, some people say it was a distraction from that train derailment. The balloons, they used millions of dollars to shoot down the balloons. One rocket is $430 $5,000, one rocket. And those guys shoot a flying, drifting balloon and they miss it with F-16s, by the way. And they say, oh, buy F-16s, we're going to send to Ukraine. Don't send that to Ukraine. No, that's 50-50 chance. It's like you have a revolver, as I gave this example in another video. You don't want a revolver when you want to defend yourself or whatever. You want to, you know, something and you click, no, you want it to work whenever it needs to work. Anyway, maybe one day in 100 years we're going to find out what exactly happened in Ohio. Until then, I hope God comes back sooner and sorts things out, because we are human. But hey, we are his best creation, so can make shit up. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.